So the question is investing in the stock market for everyone? And the short answer is it is not necessarily for everyone, but you can benefit from understanding how it works. Just because you have no idea about investing in shares, you don't know how to go about it, it does not mean investing is not for you. And that's the problem with people that don't know about investing. They're interested, but they don't have the information that is needed. They end up feeling like investing is not for me, so I'm going to stick on saving money and try to save their way to wealth. But I'm going to break it down to you that investing can be for everyone. To some extent, it's a matter of timing, right? And we're going to look at that as we proceed with the video. Hi guys, how's it going? It's all that I'm taking and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm starting this series called Investing for Beginners, where I unpack investing in the stock market so that an average person who as of today does not understand stock market investing and don't know how to go about it can develop the confidence that they need to invest in the stock market. And before I get into the video, please note that none of my videos constitute as financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, please speak to somebody who is certified and registered with the FSCA. I am doing this for educational purposes. And again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And please support your girl by watching the ads. So now let's look at who investing is for. I'd like to believe that we all want to build wealth. We all want to have investments. We all want to retire comfortably. We all want to be able to take care of our families, right? So if you are that person who wants to grow their wealth, then investing is for you. And one thing I like about investing in the stock market is that you don't even need a lot of money. So investing can be for everyone. So if we are going to put aside the fact that some people don't have the information, investing can be for everyone. Because if there are shares that are going for 10 rands or 20 rands, if you actually have 100 rand that you can spare to yourself at the end of every month, then you do afford to invest. And if you are that person who wants to grow wealth by investing in the stock market and you do have that amount of money, even though you feel like it is not a lot, it can really go a long way. Because with stock market investing, we need to have a long-term perspective. We need to have long-term financial goals, and understanding that investing is for long-term and we are looking at 5 years to 10 years, then we can look at investing as something that we can go into so that by the time we retire, that money can take care of us. So if that is the perspective that we are going with, then we are looking at least 30 years of investing. So imagine if you are going to invest 100 rands every month for 30 years. How much are you going to have by the time you retire? You're going to have a lot, and you're actually going to be better than most people. But investing requires you to master patience, because time in the market is better than timing the market. And what I mean by that is, as I've said, that if we are not looking at retirement, we're looking at you investing for 30 years or 40 years, right? So time in the market is quite important, because in the long run, you can get great returns. If you have invested 10 rands today, in the coming 30 years or 40 years, that can amount to 50 rands, right? That is the time in the market. Time in the market allows you to reap so much in returns. So timing the market is a problem, because timing the market, you're actually saying you are predicting what the share price is going to be after a certain period of time, right? You can say a year from now, you can predict that Tesla shares are going to amount to $500. But on what grounds did you base your speculation, right? That is the problem. So with stock market, you need to understand that you cannot time the market, but what matters is your time in the market. And for example, if we can look at the share price chart of Capitec, you can actually see that if we look at the 1 year movement, the share price there, the capital gains, that the percentage there, when we compare it to the 5 year movement, the 5 year movement actually gives you so much. So that is the time in the market. It always works in your favor. And if you don't want your money to lose value, then investing is for you. One thing for sure is we cannot save our way to wealth, right? We need to invest our money, either in the stock market, in property, in business, but we need to invest our money, right? Not only should we preserve our money, but we need to also make sure that our money is growing at the rate of inflation or even above that. Because if you are now just okay with saving money in an account that does not yield you interest that is above inflation, then Are you still going to afford the very same things that you're affording today, 10 years later, with the money that you have invested? That is the question. And the answer is no, right? But with investing, actually, you put yourself in that position to be at an advantage, to be able to still afford the things that you are affording today, regardless of the time. That's what we need to understand, that we do have saving, we also do have investing. But saving is not going to get us there as quickly as investing can get us there. And I do understand that there are people that are quite comfortable with saving, and it's because that's what they know. And the problem with these people is they have blocked out everything that talks about investing. They don't want to hear anything about investing because they think that they're going to risk their money, right? But you need to understand that you are only risking losing your money if you put it in companies that are not of quality. There are so many companies on the JSE, we can lose count even, right? But not all companies are going to grow your money. And yes, we do say that in the long run, the market does go up, but we need to factor in a lot of things there, because if we are looking at one company, is it a good company? Can that company preserve and grow your money for the next 10 or 20 years? That is the question that you need to ask yourself when you go out there and you choose a company, right? So not all companies are good companies that they can grow your money. That you need to come to terms with. And that's why we are saying when you invest, you need to do your research. By what we mean is you need to go out there and go look for quality companies. These are companies that you know that you can put your money in and that they can grow your money in the long run. And another thing is we do have things called ETFs. These are exchange traded funds. If you are not so good as yet with investing, then you can consider investing in ETFs. So ETFs basically is a fund, right, with a whole lot of companies that when you take 100 rands and you buy shares in that ETF, you are buying 100 companies at once, 500 companies at once, even 300 companies at once, right? So what are the chances of you losing your money if you have invested in that kind of a fund? If one company does not perform well, you do have 499 other companies that are averaging out that performance, right? So looking at the concept of ETFs, actually, investing can be for everyone. However, you still do need to understand the fundamentals of investing. And what I like is that investing right now is do it yourself, right? You don't need to have somebody who is handling your investments for you. You can do that. Unless if you want an investment expert, then 100%, right? But you can still do that for yourself. That if maybe you see that you have chosen the wrong company, then you can sell your shares, take that money, put it into a well-performing company. So you do have full control. And this is a question that I often get from people that, okay, but is it possible for me to sell at any time? What if I realized that I made a mistake? You can sell your shares at any given time, and you can get your money immediately after selling your shares. That is the good thing about investing in the stock market. There is so much liquidity, right? And if you ever invest and then you realize that, oh, actually I need my money, you can sell your shares and then take your money, right? So it's never a thing of you are never gonna touch your money and see your money for the coming 30 or 40 years. Personally, I do take investing as another way, or rather a powerful way to save money, right? And I regard it as a powerful way to save money because it beats saving money. Just traditional way of saving money, taking your money, putting it into the bank. With investing, that money is actually working in your favor and making you more money. That's why I'm saying it's a powerful way of saving money. But you still do save money. Hence, I'm saying that if you ever need money, you can still go back, sell your shares, and take that money, have it rescue you. So if you ever wonder if you're going to have access to your money, you are going to have access to your money. So now let's look at who investing is not for. Like I said, investing can be for everyone, but we need to question ourselves the point that we are at. Does it allow us to invest or not, right? We do have personal finance basics, and there are things that we need to follow. For example, you cannot start investing without savings. You cannot start investing if you have a lot of debt. You cannot start saving if you are so emotionally attached to your money that you feel like you're going to lose your life if you lose your money. And investing is not for you if you are going to need your money very soon, right? So now let's talk about if you don't have any savings. If you don't have any savings and you take your money and you invest, what's going to happen if you're going to need money in the coming 2 weeks or a month? You're going to sell your investments. And that's the problem, because you are actually disturbing compound interest, right? Compound interest is actually saying that you allow money to work for you, and when your money gain more money, now the next time that the money works for you is working on that initial money and the money that it has gained, right? So if you had invested 1,000 rands and then it grows by 100 rands, compound interest is saying you are now going to grow your money from 1.1, not just the 1,000. So when you go and then you take money from your investments, to sell your investments, you are disturbing the compound interest. So it is not ideal that if you do not have savings, you go into investing, because you're not going to see the benefits of investing in the stock market, if I should put it like that. So you need to have savings and you need to have built an emergency funds. This is actually quite important. You can have savings and also have emergency funds. Obviously, emergency funds, this is to say if you ever have an emergency, you are able to meet that need without going into debt or selling your investments. So build an emergency funds to avoid tapping into your investments. And now, if you have a lot of debt, right, and you say you're going to start investing, you are still keeping yourself in a cycle where you are not having money to yourself. Because if you prioritize investing and not paying off your debt, you are still actually, it's like you are working down to zero, right? Because that is going to accumulate interest. Even if your savings do get returns, if now your interests are increasing by 100 rands and your investments are making you 100 rands, the effect there is zero. It is not making any sense actually. So I would say go and pay off your debt, then build your savings, build emergency funds, and then go to investing. And another thing also is you cannot invest the money that you're going to need soon, right? Because if you're saying that you're going to take this 1,000, put it into the stock market, and you are hoping that in the coming 2 months it is going to be up by 100%, at the time equaling 2,000. What are the chances? Nobody can time the market. Nobody can actually ever tell you what is going to happen in the market. If ever somebody comes and say, in the coming 2 months, this money is going to be up by 50%, they are lying to you. They are lying to you, right? So you cannot take your last money, put it in the stock market, hoping that in the coming 2 months or 4 months is going to be up by 100%. You cannot do that. So never ever invest money that you're going to need very soon. Now, if you are emotionally attached to your money, the stock market is not for you, because there is so much volatility in the stock market. And we're going to look at this in the next video. You can invest today and then tomorrow have your money down by 10%, right? If you are somebody who panics when you see that 10% drop, investing is not for you. Really, investing is not for you. But these are things that you can fix, right? So that investing can be for you. Hence, I'm saying that investing can be for everyone. Just that there are some things that you must go out there and fix before you invest your money. If you get heart palpitations when money leaves your bank account, if you feel like you're going to die when you lose a mere 10 rands, investing is not for you, because it's going to kill you. Really is going to land you in hospital, right? Because there's so much that goes on. Today you can lose money by 10%, but when you look at the money after 5 years, you have gained it by 100%. That's one thing about investing, that in the now, actually, we need to disregard what happens in the short term. That up and down movement, listen, just don't even check your investments. Just leave it there and look at it a year later. And if you know that you have chosen the right companies and the right ETFs, then you have nothing to worry about, because a lot of things happen in the short term. But then the good thing is you don't need to be wealthy or be an expert to start investing. You just need to have a plan, know your goals, and know what you're getting yourself into. And one thing we need to come to terms with is investing is not a one-size-fits-all, but learning how it works, that's for everyone. And you do what works for you, right? You can come across people on the media saying all that they have to say about investing, but stick to your goals and know why you are investing, and stick to what you have chosen to invest into. Remember, we have different goals. You could be investing for a different thing, I could be investing for a different thing. Our journey there is different. So you just need to know your why and stick to the knowledge that you have and rely on the confidence that you have when you start investing. But over and above everything, investing can be for everyone, and I so wish that people can start investing, because that is the way that you're going to accelerate wealth. Saving can save you, but saving is not going to build your wealth. I really hope that this was clear. And if you're somebody who feels that investing is not for you, I hope that, this video has changed your mind a bit, and you know that you're going to look at this and that and fix them to get yourself ready to invest in the stock market. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and stay tuned for more episodes on this series.